the session as much as possible using the feedback. Let's see how we can take it forward. So today, the planning part is about goal planning. So I hope you guys are excited. So it's me again, and so this goal setting, right? So I don't know whether anyone feel like when you think about like goal setting, if anyone is thinking like this, um, like or like maybe like some people maybe they're all like I like goal setting because it provides me direction, it provides me like what I need to do and all these things. But to be honest, like when I was MCP and MCVP, right, I hated goal setting because like I know like I didn't really want to do that because one thing is like I was not confident about the goals that were set before. Basically, like in the previous terms, right, we set goals in different sessions or different planning and like oh we never achieve that goal. So like it's always coming with the expectation or like goals are like okay it's not something that you're gonna achieve but like it's something cool to have like and didn't see the connection between goals and the strategies. So like oh you build the strategies and then what happened is um yeah so what happened is basically like you don't really see like okay how this strategy is going to contribute to the achieving this goal or like there are some goals like okay it's untrackable like you don't know how to track this like you set the goal because it's like very fancy and you have no system to like track it then you don't even know whether you achieved at the end of the day and it was not giving me purpose right it's not connected with my values it's not connected with the purpose that we want to have like when I was driving in that position like if it is not connected then yeah it's not giving me purpose but thing is like at the end of the day um this is like basically like why I didn't like the goal setting. And but at the end of the day, like my realizations along the way is that, especially like in the last couple of years, like it provides direction and helps to keep in track. Like basically, like having the goals was like allowing me to see, okay, yeah, like whenever like you get distracted, whenever you see like something coming up with way, and then it helps me to see like, oh no, this is not something that we're supposed to do, but because like this is not going to help me to achieve my goal. At least like I know like what is not going to help me to achieve my goal rather than like knowing okay what exactly is going to help me to achieve my goal. So it at least helped me to like avoid the distractions at the end. It's allow people to be accountable and keep focused like even as a leader right mcp or like even mcvp if you're driving your commission and your mc team like then it allows you to see like okay like this is yeah these are things that we need to keep accountable for each other and then this is what how can I know like whether I'm progressing in a certain path or like whether I'm progressing in like certain direction that actually very fulfilling and having achieved that as well as our distraction with the context changes. So like I think like one of the things is like yeah whenever like you are doing something when you are maintaining your entity like you are working on implementing your plan it's obvious that there will be some parts that there will be some oh shit there will be some parts that will allow allow you to get distracted so like it will not but having clear goals will allow you to keep on track. So yeah so these are my realization. I hope think this goal setting session will help you to achieve some of your realizations like some of your goals as well in the upcoming 6 months. Before I move forward I want to ask Xiaomi to give me co-host so I can record. Xiaomi.
Bro, I'm already recorded for you,
Oh, okay, thank you.
but I can put your calls, yeah.
No worries. Yeah, so I want to do a small reflection with you guys, and then I want you guys to take a pen and paper if you are here, and I know maybe you are okay. Yeah, let's do a small reflection part, and I'll have a couple of questions like yesterday. Then it will allow you to see some reflect on your experience with the goals in the past 6 months. If you're ready, you can put in the message in the chat saying you are ready. Ready. Omar Juan, NJ is ready. Arthur is ready. Cool. Ready. I'm seeing some people. Muhammad is ready. Cambodia is ready. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, okay, cool. Amazing. So my first question is that what were the goals that you set for your function term in the beginning of the term? Think about like the planning process that you went through in the beginning. What were the goals that you set for yourself or your function or for your term in the beginning of your term? Play something.
feel so close to you right now. It's a
Is what are the struggles you faced while implementing your goals or while trying to achieve your goal? What are the struggles that you face? Okay, cool. I want you guys to share with each other. So I think this is can be a good sharing experience. Yeah, I'll show me. Can you send them to the breakout rooms? I'll send you guys in the
Yeah.
random breakout rooms.
Give
Yeah,
me a minute.
cool. No worries.
Okay, sorry, because it's now I didn't do it in the beginning because people are still entering and leaving. But let me do a bit of calculation because I'm really bad with math. 60 people
I
divided by 4. 15 room. Okay. Sorry. Okay, let me see. Okay, where is Isuru? Okay, it should be fine. Okay, I was enjoy your wait. I actually need to check one more thing. Sorry. Sorry, where's Isuru?
It's
Oh,
okay. You can send me to me.
oh yes. Okay, I
Yeah.
found you. 7. Okay, enjoy the discussions. Uh, 10 minutes, right? It's 7 minutes, right?
7 minutes, yes.
Sorry, I'm like drunk with the session. Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, bye.
Everyone is back. Cool. Anyone like to share like how was it? Like any nice things or like any I don't know good things or like interesting things that you heard during the sharing?
I can share Isuru.
Yeah, Imago.
Yeah, okay. So I guess on our end, with regards to goal setting, at least we were kind of like prepared for the worst scenario. And we planned for like, okay, what if there would be no exchange? So we had this very low exchange part like internally, but there was also something that we submitted to RO that was kind of like, okay, realistic, something like that. But we had like a very low kind of goal setting, and that was something that we were prepared for. And that's why we also created other sources of revenue with regards to our programs. However, with our sharing, it was really at least like, or at least with the different entities, like with Myanmar and even Indonesia, Lucia was there. We were laughing because like we realized that we were doing a lot of things, and we don't even know if we're focusing on the right things or if like it's good that we're focusing on a lot of things, and we're not we're just not sure anymore, like because with doing a lot of things, definitely like there are instances, or at least there would be people that would tell you, okay, what do you want to change? However, with the situation now, it's like really difficult to just focus on one thing because you're also thinking of surviving. And what if you take that away? What if that, might be the wrong choice? So I think there's a lot of factors in it. But so far with our decision, at least with the progress that we had during the first quarter, I'm pretty proud with what our entity was able to do. Yeah. What
Okay.
is happening with Chetra? My God, Chetra has a lot of side comments.
Okay, just let it go. Cool. Okay, thank you so much, Eva, for sharing. I think it makes sense, and I heard a lot of good sharing. I was in with Phoebe, Amy, and Snehi as well. So thank you so much, guys, for sharing all this. I think it helps you to reflect. The objective of this space is for you to reflect on the overall process, as well as like to for you to understand like how was the experience for you in the past couple of months, so that you can take it forward in the next replanning process as well. Cool. So before moving forward, I want to just recap. Like yesterday, we talked about guiding philosophy, about recovery capacity, as well as strategic alignment, and then again, like we talk about the process, about preparation and replanning. And the preparation part, we already talk about like this tool and everything, like how it's supposed to look like, and then we talk about the process of like replanning, and then right now today we are in this, yeah, the disclaimer of the framework is not changing, the only made modifications. And then right now we are in this space of like goals. So this is the second step of goals. And then for this, like we do have like for before you move forward with the goals, you should have the scenario plan, and then the flow is scenario, goals, and strategy. And then right now we are in the goals. Cool. So before moving forward, so like, okay, I'm not gonna like explain like each and every part of it. I put everything into Miro, so you can, I think we can easily explain this to you. Uh, okay. So let's see how this look like. So the goal setting process start. Cool. Before I want to move forward, like I want to, okay, just do a small recap in here. So we talk about in here. Yeah, in here, I hope you can remember this process. We talk about external context and then coming to the internal and external factors, critical uncertainties, then coming to the metrics and building scenario and subsystems implications, and then moving to the indicators, and then using the indicators to monitor scenario changes, right? Amazing. So before moving forward with the tools part, goal setting, I want to also focus on the first part of like, okay, what kind of goals that are we going to set in the in here? Like, okay, whenever like we do replanning, we come to the process of like, okay, we need to do replanning or planning. We should set of goals, and like the question comes, okay, what kind of goals that we're going to set? Easy place to align, the easiest place or like the best place to align is like ISAC 2025. Looking into that, like these are the, I think ISAC 25 session you were there. Like we have the bottom line of like number of leadership experiences, and then the three pillars inside that we have the LPS and then decent surplus, ideal HR, partners NPS, income from partners. So you can see that there's no goals in here. So basically how the goal will look like, or whatever the goal that you are going to set as entity, consolidation of that would be the overall goal for the ISAC 2025 in the next year. So looking into like overall structures, like everything that going inside an entity, right? So these are the goals that I propose, so that we propose that an entity can come up with. One thing, LPS response rate. Second, entity budget achievement, percentage of ideal lecture, program realization, BD goals, partner NPS. Inside that, there can be other goals, like there can be sub goals, of course. Like if you think about like your IR goal, that can be a sub goal inside and program realization. If you think about your marketing goal, that can also be a sub goal inside and like program realization. Or like if you think about like or inside even in ideal HR realization, because if you do like marketing campaigns for your recruitment, or if you think about like any kind of governance or like any kind of this kind of budget and goals inside that can come inside of entity budget achievement requirement. So whatever the goals that you're thinking, I'm proposing it can fit into these criteria or these metrics. But if you think like there can be more, I'm of course there can be more that we don't see. Maybe you can put in the chat if you want to talk. Maybe you can unmute yourself and talk as well. Do you think there can be many other goals? I'll put this one if you want to check it out.
Isuru, if I can talk.
Yes, of course. Go.
Yeah, this is Angad from India, by the way. So Isru, right now, like we are assuming this goal till 2025, right?
Okay.
But as an MC term, our term ends by June or July, whatever it is. So if a term ends by that and till that time the borders are not open, the program realization or the percentage achievement of the productivity might not have that type of like numbers or goals. So what do you suggest at that place, what we can do about it?
Amazing. Thank you so much for the question. I think like the major thing that I want to mention in here is that, okay, when you say program realization, it includes semi-remote as well. This include like anyone, any entity who's running like virtual remote internship, that also include inside the program realization. That's one thing. The second thing is like, if an entity like, okay, I'm not planning to have any kind of realization in the first 6-month period of time, then your metrics can be, I'm going to talk about this in the metric prioritization in here majorly, but in the other part, like mostly your metrics can be like something else. Okay, then at that sense, you are not contributing to realization metric in the global planning. That's completely fine. Like that, it's like, okay, and it's unavoidable situation. Your entity is like not in the context of contributing to that scenario, which means that you can contribute to other metrics. You can contribute to like budget achievement, you can contribute to BD goals, you can contribute to partner NPS. That can be a prioritization for your inside of metrics rather than the program realization metrics. Is it clear?
All right, thank you so much.
Nice. Amazing. Any other questions? Okay, if not, going. Oh, it's a go.
Yeah, one thing. Is it possible to add EWA engagement or something with that? Because
Yes. So assuming EW engagement can come in BD goals as well, but I think yes, EW engagement also can be an metric that if you want to measure separately. I understand that. That's okay. Yeah. The thing is like this is not fixed. I'm not saying like okay, you need to go with these metrics, but this is a proposal that you can take forward. If you want to add more or remove, that's also a possibility as well for yourself. Can we add metrics of people running for leadership positions as a metric to track sustainability? Sustainability in the sense of entity sustainability. NJ? Okay, entity sustainability. Okay, people.
Like,
Sorry, NJ. Yeah, go.
okay, sorry, I can just quickly explain. In the sense of, like two kinds of sustainability. One would be like money, monetary, how long can you sustain? But the other one is generally people. And yes, ideal HR is one side, but you can have your ideal HR, but no one is willing to stand up, go for a leadership position, which means are you really being sustainable if no one runs for the positions that you need people to be in?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's understandable. I think that Shaume, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I think it might comes inside LPS as well. Um, but
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you're asking for. Oh yes, yes.
yeah.
Do you want me to explain more?
Yeah, if you can tell like how LPS would look like.
So LPS is basically leader promoter score, right? So it will be like I think in the future we are gonna focusing on the response rate in the beginning when we are setting up with all the system measurement, but we're gonna measure like how much people actually perceive Isaac as a leadership development organization. So I think this will work for customer and also for member as well.
Yes, that's one thing. As well as if you think, oh, okay, for my entity, like I want to ensure that my pipeline is one of the key issue that I want to measure it through like number of people apply for positions. That's also a metrics that you can start measuring in your entity. When you build your strategies, there can be strategy around that. Amazing. Any other question? And NJ, is it clear? Okay, sorry.
about this LPS response rate, so is it the response rate or average score?
No, I'm not sure about the technical on how they're actually calculating it right now. But we are just focusing on the response rate in the sense of how many people fill in per entity. Yeah, but I'm not sure exactly how details, like how it's gonna count later on.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anything else? Can we add or remove anything as far as we can track it? Right? Yes. I would propose as far as you can track it and as far as like it affect your like it comes from here, right? So like basically like the major thing that we had was like focal issue. Like from the focal issue, like we need to solve this one. Then your metrics should be aligned to okay, like by achieving these metrics, am I solving my focal issue? So that is where I should connect it. Like as long as it's connected, then I think it's okay.
Got it. Thank you so much. Isuru.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So these are the goals that we wanna achieve. These are the goals that we think like okay, it's good. Like you can add these ones as well. So this is the first place. So identifying what are the goals that we want to achieve is the first place of it. And yes, so it's we go with this one, and yeah, and then we go to the process of like goal setting process. Okay, so I'll use the current matrices that I'm presented in here in order to explain the goal setting process. Then you can follow through with that. So where we start with this is like basically from the same place that we start to get our focal issue. So when you think about internal and external context, we have it here. So we got the internal and external context. And from then what you're going to think of, these are your guiding questions. How does my internal and external context affect to my matrices? So your guiding questions can be, what effect does my current external context have on me achieving target on certain metrics? Or what does my internal capacity have on me achieving target on certain metrics? What effect does my internal external factors have on my timeline? What effect does my market potential have on me achieving targets on certain metrics? What effect does achieving these metrics have on my market positioning? Or like this kind of guiding question you can ask from yourself while thinking about, oh yeah, what is my implication on this internal and external context? So like whatever the metrics that you're going to come up with, okay, this is how I'm going to measure it, or these are the things that I'm going to ensure that we are building strategies around it, because tomorrow we are going to talk about the strategy part. So whatever the thing that we are building strategies around it, you can matrix, you can tally them against like internal and external context and see whether it has like positive or negative impact, which will give you an idea. Oh yeah, these are the matrices that I can actually focus on. These are the matrices that I need to think about in order for us to achieve the solve the focal issue that we choose yesterday, right? Is it clear? So we start from the internal and external factors. We tally them against our matrices to see like what exactly that it's gonna have implication impact it has on us. And then second part, the next part that you can think of, okay, you get these internal and external, all these matrices, and then you think from impact and effort matrices. You can think from impact and effort perspective and see like, okay, what kind of impact these matrices have on my entity, what kind of matrices, what kind of effort that I need to put into in order to achieve these matrices. So basically, if I think about one matrix like ideal HR, so achieving percentage of ideal HR has a higher impact, then it will have like number 5. Or but things like the effort that I need to put into achieving that is like very high. I don't have financial capacity. I don't have like talent or the competency inside my entity in order to do that. Then you might have to put the effort as low effort. Sorry, effort in the sense of like you only can put like low amount of resources into that. So in that case, this might get deprioritized in the overall matrices. Is it clear? So like it can be a discussion that happening inside your entity in your MC team. When you go for the planning process, you can think about, okay, like what impact these matrices have on my entity and my achieving my focal issue, how much effort that I need to put into, what kind of resources that I need to put into in order to achieve this. So in there, how much impact does the target matrix have on your entity? How much resources do you have to adequately derive target achievement for this metrics? What does achieving this metrics mean for your entity recovery? So these are the key couple of guiding questions that you can ask from yourself while prioritizing this. So using these two processes, you tallying about internal and external context, and then you think about impact and effort that you need to put into, you get your final matrices. So then you will have a final set of matrices saying, okay, yeah, these are the 5, or these are the 3, or these are the 10, 11 matrices that I'm gonna achieving in my MC team or MC term in the next 6 month period of time. So this is where we come to this place. Is it clear? Okay. I hope you guys clear. Then what happened in here is like, then what we need to do is, okay, we need to put goals into each final of these of matrices, right? Okay, we know what we are going to measure. We're going to measure BD goal, but we need to put a goal. Okay, this is my goal that I'm going to achieve in here. So the goal setting process, like if I talk a little bit about goal setting process, one of the questions that people have is like, oh, what I'm going to do how can I like exactly set a set of goals that I can like be confident about, or how can I be ensure that, okay, this is set of goals and I'm very okay, this is something that makes sense for my entity, how can I be very confident about that? So basically for me, the proposal is, this is one of the things that this is one of my logic, and like then you can use like any other thing. You can benchmark into like anything. Like previously, like I think we were using the method of like using the growth. Like basically we get the exchange goal in the past couple of years, and then we use a growth, and then you set a benchmark, or we set a goal for the exchange part. Then we derive like financial goals, HR goals, marketing goals around that. But in the other way, you can also do it from the financial perspective as well. You can think about, okay, what is the total amount of financial revenues that are required for me to survive in the next 6 months? This does not include only cost, it includes cost, fund, reserves as well. So based on that, you will know, okay, this is the amount of money that I need to have in the next 6 month period of time, and where I'm going to get this money from, the entity affiliation fee or BD revenue. If you go to entity affiliation fee, where entities are going to get the entity affiliation fee, exchange revenue, LCBD revenue. And in order for them to have exchange revenue, you need to have this much of exchange goal. You need to have this much of BD goals inside the entity, and that become your overall entity exchange goal or entity BD goal. Then you all have your overall like BD. This part directly goes to your LC planning. This part, you have the BD revenue for your own entity or MC side. Then whereas the BD revenue for MC comes in, either from new accounts or either from the current account. So in the current accounts, like this much we are expecting, in the new account, this much we are expecting. So like we set goals based on that. So this is going to be your MC BD goal. This is going to be your entity exchange goal. And then based on that, you allocate like, okay, I need this much HR in order to achieve this. I need this much marketing, or this much NPS, or this much LPS. I need to have that. You can allocate that goals based on that. So this is like simple structure. Like this is simple logic that I was thinking, okay, how can I like people set goals? But it's completely up to you. If you have better methods, for sure, like just follow it. It's completely fine. Cool. So is it clear? I'm just saying clear. I'm just saying thumbs up. If I'm talking too fast, let me know as well. Cool. Okay, so what happened is when you have the final matrices, you set goals. In here, you set goals only for your scenario one. This is same as that you did in the MC planning. So scenario one is your current scenario. So basically from here, you pick your current scenario. So this is your current scenario. You get the current scenario into here, and then you set your goals for that one. Okay. Travis. Indicators and trigger example. So planning process. So every entity need to include this in the planning process. Okay. Example of planning process. So every entity. There's nothing called every entity you need to include this in the planning process. I'm talking about the question is. So using indicators of ISAC 25 is an example of planning process, or every entity need to include this in the planning process. So there's nothing called like, oh, you need to embed this into the planning process. It's a recommendation. Shome, I'm correct, right?
Yeah, I think for now we are not expecting that you have the same exactly the goal, because it will be good for you to align so that when you plan strategy, you're at least aware that whatever thing that AI is planning, then you're aligned to the same global direction with what aspect of the focus and the strategy that we're going to work on based on either 2025. However, in terms of KPI, I think because there are certain things that in AI, we are still doing measurements and indicators. So I don't think we are expecting like 100% of everything. However, if there are certain criteria that you can really measure yourself, for example, like the surplus and all these things, then you should actually put it as part of your indicator. Is it clear? Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear Travis. It's clear, right?
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, so for the scenario one, this is our current scenario. We build our goals around it. So the goal setting process, it's a separate process that you can follow any other method that you want to do it. And then what happened next is like, then you set goals, you adjust your goals for the scenario 2, 3, and 4. How you adjust it? Basically, remember yesterday we talked about the subsystem implication in here. We talk about subsystem implication in different scenarios, right? So based on that, you can think about, okay, example. So if my scenario 3 has a negative implication on the finance subsystem, which means that if I have finance metrics, finance goal in here, it will be reduced when you go to scenario 3. So that is basically like you adjust your scenario 1 or the major goal based on the implications in subsystems inside the different scenarios. Is it clear? Okay, amazing. So with this, I want to show you guys the scenario planning template, and then I want to send you guys to your own working time. Cool. So yeah, we talk up until here. We talk about setting targets for the scenario, and we talk about like coming up until here. Then next one is like the planning tool. Okay, what to expect? Basically, functional goal planning, GTA, GB, GTE, marketing, people, and BD. So what changed in the planning tool? So yeah, what expect in the planning tool is basically whenever you switch scenarios by planning targets. Whenever you switch scenarios by planning targets, we mean you can set MOS. 3 is conversion plan can only be done for one scenario. Conversion or second scenario is influenced by the most recent scenario. So basically, like when you go to the tool, you see like there's goals, there's conversion rates and different functions. But you're only setting this only for the current scenario that you're setting in right now. But you can have like an idea, okay, how my funnel is going to change in the different scenarios. Then you can adjust your goal if the scenario shifted into the any other thing. What to expect, the tool changes. Basically in GTA, there's a change. We divided into IT engineering and BD, marketing finance work field. So there's like two places that you can set separate goal for these two parts. And you will plan for BD new sales and current account management. To plan, you will have identify your gap. So basically like there's a separate section there where you can plan like your BD part. And then 3 in people, you will plan for retention and recruitment. And in 4 for marketing, detailed information on the KPIs and plan is in this link. So using this link, you will be able to see like what are the KPIs and what are the things that we want to achieve. So basically, this is the planning tool. Let me put it in the chat. Okay, this is a planning tool, but let me show you, like I made a copy of this. So you can make a copy of for yourself as well. And then this is how it look like. So you see, like in here, this is a prioritization. So basically these ones will come from the plans that you are having in the other parts. For example, if you have GB realization number target in here, will come from GB goal setting tab. Okay, so basically it's the same thing. So we plan for this, plan for the conversion. You put the conversion, and then you put the yeah, you plan for the conversion and you put the realization scenario 1 in here, and then this is the funnel, distribution of timeline, how it look like, and then based on that you will have the yellow parts are the one that you fill, and the other parts are the one that you it's automatically get filled. So GV, it's the same thing, that it has no changes from the last time. GTE, same thing. So IGTA. So you can see there's two part, IT engineering in here, and then BA, BD, finance and marketing in here. What else? So when you go to BD part, you can see the BD funnel is in here. We can see BD goals that have been set. We can put it BD goals in here, and the funnel conversion is in here, and then timeline distribution in here. And then you can think about like what are the BD initiatives and anything that you want to add in here. Then you can add those parts, and then it will reflect on here. Then you can plan for specific account, plan for specific scenario in here. Yes, show me. Okay, so basically, yeah, this is data tracking. So also can be done in here. If you have any depths, you can track it in here. Then you have HR goal setting, which is like basically for the functional wise, you set your goal, and LDA retention, response rate, active members, and these are the goals that you can set for your function in HR. And for the marketing, it looks like this. You can get the information from the global marketing KPI tool. And there's planning for EWA as well. So you can, if you want to use this, you can use this one as well for the EWA planning. Yeah, so this is how the goal look like. I think you're familiar with the tool already. If you have any questions, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Isru, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So is it like a compulsion again for us to like plan 4 scenarios again? Because I understood like it made sense when we were doing the initial planning, but I think right now, considering that the experience that we've had in the terms, I think we can pretty much narrow it down to the 2 plausible scenarios that are happening. So I just want to understand, is it like a compulsion to plan 4 scenarios?
There's no compulsion to plan for like 4 scenarios. Like if you think like, okay, like 2 is enough for me and like for our entity, then we can go forward with that. So basically, mostly what we will be checking is like your current scenario. What is the current scenario that you are in right now, and what is your goals and strategies for that? That will be the part that will be.
Cool, thank you.
Nice. Any other questions?
Isru, if I can ask again,
Yes, Sankar.
what is the major difference in segregating between BD, marketing, finance, and IT and engineering differently? That is the question. And follow up to that question will be, so according to that only we have to plan for short duration, long duration, and mid duration.
So each part of it, example in here. Yes, so you have different planning in here for like short, mid, and long term in the planning tool provided. So major difference is that it allows us to easily track the different goals that we have for 2 parts of it, of the GT function, and then that is why there's separation happening in here. There's like there's the goal uploading platform is also like changed a little bit. So like I'll explain that as well. Then you will also be able to track based on these sub products or subcategories like inside the inside GT. Did I answer?
All right. But my question is like, why IT and engineering separate, and why BD, marketing, and F in the same, and why not like it's IT and marketing? Just understanding that. Is it because of process time?
I can understand for this question.
Okay.
So basically, when we were doing this, right, we were thinking about the profile itself. Like, for example, when it comes to IT and engineering, the companies, they are more looking in terms of the skills itself, right? But instead of like, apart from that, like BA marketing, finance, and also for the extra, like they are more looking in terms of the softer skills and also experiences itself. So then this will actually affect it a lot in terms of the process time and also your conversion rate strategy when you are actually doing a co-planning with the IR strategy in process time for use part. And then regarding for IGT, I think additionally, what I will emphasize will be, first of all, if you already realize, because in last term, we were trying to drive, you should design your strategy based on the different industries that you want to tap into, right? And then we look into what are the common profiles that people are looking for. So if you already realize that, okay, for let's say for the tech sectors that people are looking for IT and marketing at the same time, then yes, we can go ahead, but that will be your B2B strategy. So which means when you are planning B2B strategies, you can put it together as IT and marketing sector if you realize, okay, industry A, they need this together. So when we are doing the sales, and then when we are presenting our portfolio to the companies, it will be the same. But however, in terms of use part, we think this will be more making sense. Yeah. Let me know if it's clear for you.
All right, thank you. I'll get in touch with you on person.
Nice. Thank you, Connie.
Thank you, Connie.
And okay, there's other questions. Okay. I want you guys to send. Okay, you have the link for this one. I think you can make a copy out of it. So guiding questions. Okay, so this is basically okay. Second. Okay, so this is basically target prioritization. We talk about target prioritization as well. One thing is like in here in the summary tab, you can prioritize which target that you are actually prioritizing in entity. So like 1 to 6, I think there's you go to the summary tab. If you are prioritizing this target, then you can put it there. This is when you do your planning. What is your priority for this? And then based on that, you can fill this form at the end. So this one will be ISEC 2025 goal contribution from different entities. So this is a form that you need to fill at the end as well. But this is after planning process. Like this is something that we'll get in touch with you again. But for now, yeah, this is the goal validation part. This is the last part. This one I didn't put into the Miro, like because it's mostly about like, okay, after you set your goals, after you prioritize your metrics, and after you set your goals, like it's more about like coming back and check whether you actually have the financial capacity, HR capacity, and to achieve these goals, as well as how can I adapt and how can I so what can I adapt now and what can be postponed later. What do change the need to be prioritized for us to achieve these goals? Do we have to do capacity management in those changes? What can I really implement based on the external context of my entity? This is more like double checking and ensuring that, okay, like, yeah, this is a validation part. I set my goals, how realistic for me to achieve these goals. This is the last part of it, as part of your goal part, goal setting part. What do you need to change in terms of pricing, financial policies to achieve my goals? Does my goal achievement timeline follows the 3 layers? Cannot do exchange, preparation to resume, can do exchanges. I think we'll talk more about it in the tomorrow strategy part as well. Of my scenario and what potential effect does it carry, what are the risk effect on the goal, and what plans do we have to mitigate my exchange goals and timeline aligned with my partners. Do I have clear strategy to achieve the goals, and will I have resources to implement? So this is more like at the end of the day, the planning process is done, maybe probably you can come back to the goals and you can review this with all your MC team so that you are confident about your goals part. Cool. What I want to do is like I want to give you guys an entity working time. So basically, what I want you to do is like I'll send you guys into your entity breakout rooms, and then please one person duplicate the goal setting template and put it into your folder and do a quick review of the tool, map out concerns, questions, and preparation you need to do SMC in order to deal with the process. If you have any questions that you want to ask from AI or RO, please put it in here. So this is a tool for us. You can put any questions in here. It will look like this. So I recommend if maybe one person can like consolidate all the questions and maybe you can put it in here. Then we will, if we can answer it right now, we will answer it right now. If not, we will get back to you and we'll type down the answer and we will let you know, okay, answers are complete. You can go and check it out. So yeah, this is also something that you can do right now. Um, yeah, so you have 20 minutes, show me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, I just want to let you know is that if your entity didn't put, if your name didn't have your entity name right, I haven't assigned you because I do not know which entity you're from. Okay, I'm so sorry. So I'm gonna put you into the room, and then the rest of you, I'll move you one by one. So okay, I'll open the room now.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Cool. Anyone want to share like how's the conversation went? Anything that you saw in the tool, or any, how do I say, anything that you think that's concerning for you in the tool?
When you're planning, is it okay to plan on approvals rather than realizations?
Yeah.
Hmm. That's a good question.
Why do you want to plan on approval?
Like keeping that as a goal, it's something helpful and easy to drive. Yeah, realizations not.
I think when you plan, you should plan until realization, because if you plan until approval, you will not project when are you going to realize. And when you're not going to realize, it's going to affect your money, because when you get approval, you probably need to deliver the realization, right? But if you're not planning for it, then you will not track it. When you're not tracking it, then which means that if there's any break approval, then you're going to lose a huge amount of money. So it's always good to plan until realization to make sure that the money and the cash flow is actually holistic, so that you know when the money will come, who's going to take care of the whole funnel after you enter, how's the successor going to take care of it. So I would suggest to plan until realization. It's safer.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Let me know if you have more questions.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, we are a little bit running out of time, so I'm gonna quickly go through the next part. So basically, goal submission, what to expect. So basically, goal submission is going to be changing. The goal submission is going to be in Expa. Okay, so first goal submission is will be in the entry goal template, and final submission will be in Expa. For first goal submission, this is basically like the template that you like, the tool that you're using. You can submit based on that. Then Arrow can give feedback. So the final submission will be in Expa. So how to use? So basically on January 22nd, you will have this option coming into Expa, where when you go to your committee, there will be like goal setting part, and then you can import data for the import MC goals, and then you can import data for your MC. So what's going to happen is there will be template file. You just need to download this CSV file as a template, and then upload that into Expa. How it's going to happen? Like it's something similar like this. So like import data for the plan for January until June. So this is the planning that we're doing right now, and then you can import the new data in here. And yeah, then after you import, data file has already been uploaded, then you will see it like here, who uploaded this on when, and it will process in 15 to 30 minutes. And then when it's done, then you will see it like this. Then when you can go to analytics, and then you can one more thing that you can do is you can set deadline for the LCs also to like submit their LC goals as well. So then LC can also submit. Then at the end of the day, you can see is like it will show like this. Then you can monitor your goal versus achievement inside Xby itself. So that is the thing that the AI is implementing right now. And yes, you can track like GVA inside your entity, inside your what you call inside your community, and based on different functions, different products, you can track here. But in here, you are only submitting exchange performance and the members matrices. But for other one, then you have for the finals ones, then you have like marketing, BD, AWA, LPS goals. Then there's forms for you to submit. So for this one, this is only for the exchange matrices as well as for the members HR matrices. Then other one you are submitting sensing surveys in here. So yeah, I think that is the last part that I want to cover, and this is a closing debrief. Do you have any questions regarding this one? New normal, damn, so really go to be okay. New change. I'm sorry. Cool. Yeah, I think that we will update with you for sure with this again. Like 22nd of January is the day that we're expecting this to be this feature to be online in Expa. Then after that, we'll follow up with you again for sure. Cool. For the closing debrief, I want you to open Slido again. So this is, I just want to have like quick sensing about how's today's session and what's how it's look like for you. So please open Slido, and then this is the code, and then you can start putting answers. First one is rate your understanding of your goal setting process. have? We have 2 people responding. 5.
There was a time.
For replanning. So this is a word cloud. You can just type the words in here, whatever thing that you need require. Research, preparation, input, individual working time, synergy, assessor plan, entry direction, preparation, team discussion, BD activities, IGB revenue, sales expansion, IGB market research, input, yeah, or the SP attraction analysis. You have more coming in. If you are still typing, you can let me know. Okay, cool. I think that's all. So yeah, if you have any other questions, you can just put it in the sheet that we mentioned. We need the chair. Okay, cool. Chair you will get from us. Cool. And yeah, for the other part, like yes, whatever the question that you have, I gave you the sheet. You can put it there, and we will put down the answers in there, and you can check it out. How will you evaluate? It's the same thing. I just want to remind you, like on the we worked on submission, completion, and consultation, and the strategy implementation, contextual cohesion, and risk. And then again, this is a timeline um, for the planning part. Cool. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the process, and I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.